guys, and welcome back to the podcast. Today I am joined by Lisa Duck. Lisa, I want to give them a little frame of what you do, but you do so many things and wear so many hats that I'm like, okay, so she's a social seller over here and she's a coach over here. So I'm actually just going to hand over the reins to you, and you can give us a little kind of overview about who you are and all of the many amazing things that you do.
Sounds good. Well, hey everyone, and thanks, Lori, for having me. My name's Lisa Duck, and I've been in the direct sales field for over 20 years now, which totally shocks me because 20 years ago I was the shy girl in the corner and never thought that I would be doing this, but absolutely fell in love with it. Then in 2025, the company that I was with ended up going bankrupt. So I had to pivot,
Were
but
you with the same company from beginning to 2020?
I started out in Mary Kay, but
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
with,
as so many of us do. That
yeah,
was my
yeah,
first too.
yeah. And then I actually pivoted to Epicure 5 years after that. So I was with Epicure for 15 years
Oh,
and just with Epicure. So I built my customer base and everything through that Epicure brand. And then when they went bankrupt, I had been building stuff on the side, luckily.
hmm.
I had started my own podcast, The Other 99%, which I
Which I
absolutely,
love
yeah.
I love the theme of your, because the other 99% is essentially all those people that are not raking in the millions, right?
Exactly, exactly. And it's basically a lot of us, right? And that's our focus there. We want to share the light or shed the light on those stories too, because a lot of people are doing great things and people need to hear about it. So that's
Yeah.
how that podcast came about. And then I was playing with coaching and training before Epicure actually ended up going bankrupt as well. So I just sort of pivoted those businesses, and now they're more than just a side hustle, right? So I teach systems and email marketing. I work with Oh My High, which is a sister brand of the Modern Direct Seller. I do their
Mm.
website training and um, customer care and stuff like that. So I absolutely love doing that. Yeah, you're right. I wear a lot of hats and I do a lot of things. I have an email marketing course. I have upcoming courses that I'm planning on systems, and I wrote an ebook, and I do too many things. I just don't know how I have time, but I love it.
I know. Well, you remind me of myself. I mean, we've had a lot of parallel scenarios in this journey,
Mhm.
right up to basically both losing the company that we had invested over a decade into. And
Mhm.
I don't want to ruminate on that too much, but when Epicure came back, in a different way, you did choose to go back to them. Was that
I
a
did.
challenging decision or was it natural?
You know what? I mean, a lot of people had negative feelings about what happened, and I looked at it from the lens of a business, right?
Mhm.
It comes a point where a company just can't withstand the losses anymore, and they have to close. And the unfortunate thing is it affects so many people.
Mhm.
And I realized that. And then when they came back, I'm like, I have so many customers reaching out to me saying, oh, I miss this or I miss that. And I tried other companies and they just weren't connecting with my customers. So to me, it was like a no-brainer,
Mhm.
right? I'm not back at
I
the
didn't
same
have I mean, I
capacity.
had feelings about Stella and
Hmm.
Dot, of course, and you go through a lot of different stages when you lose something that is so important to you. Like it is ingrained in who we are at that time in our lives.
Yeah,
But had they given me an opportunity to I mean, it's still around and you can still be an affiliate, but as a Canadian, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like the shipping has just become it's just there's so many barriers. And so, but
right.
if I was in the US and there weren't those barriers, I absolutely would have gotten over my feelings, I think, in order to take another look at it because it did mean so much to me. And I
Hmm.
like what you said. You looked at it from a business perspective. And from a business perspective, it it's going to make sense for some people.
Yeah, exactly. And my customers were really happy, and that's what that's what matters in the end, right? I did the business for my customers and I continue to do the business for my customers. Am I do it at the same capacity? No, it's very passive income now. It's like
Yeah.
emails. I have
Yeah.
other stuff filling my life, but I still have that connection with Epicure and I'm proud to like share it with people. So,
I love that. Okay, so knowing how many hats you wear, um, like, and I'm someone who juggles a lot of things too, but I'm wondering, like, how do you keep it all straight? One of the things that you talk a lot about, and I think this is one of the things that you focus on with your kind of clients and inside your coaching world, is systems and keeping things simple. Can you like kind of dive into that a little bit with us?
yeah, so everybody's system is going to be different. And I say
Mhm.
that, each person, what one system will work for you won't work for me and vice versa. Some people need a complex, spreadsheet, everything all over the place system. Some other person might just need a notebook with some tabs.
Mhm.
So everyone's system is different. I live in my calendar, and that is how I do everything. I tried many, many different calendars, and my go-to is Google Calendar all the way.
Mhm.
I'm able to sync it everywhere. So it basically controls my day in terms of what I need to do. In my calendar, I have tasks and appointments with myself to do emails, to book calls, to do all this
You
stuff.
actually put all of that into your calendar and block out time for it.
My calendar drives my co-host on the podcast crazy. If you if you looked at my calendar right
You
now,
give me
it
an
looks like a
anxiety
rain.
attack.
Yeah, it looks like a rainbow, but that's calming to me because I know, okay, I cannot book anything here
Mhm.
because this time is already allotted to that task.
Mhm.
And so it just allows me to look at my week and say, okay, great. Here's a space. This is where I can fit it in, right? Like
Mhm.
even booking the podcast with you, it's like, okay, well, where is there going to be that 30-40 minute gap that I can fit Lori in so that I'm not interrupted? And
Well, and
that
it sounds like
allows
it
me to
keeps
do
you a
that.
little bit more realistic about what you can and can't do, right? And
Yeah.
probably keeps you very focused to
Yeah.
the task at hand.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I have different calendars that run different things. I have like my podcast calendar. I have with Oh My High, I have calendars with them because I do one-on-one coaching for clients with them as well. And then I have my own coaching clients. So I need to be very strict in
Mhm.
terms of my calendar. And really, that is my number one system. I use that, and I even have my email marketing mapped out in my calendar, believe it or not. So my calendar controls all. And like I said at the beginning, I know that's not going to be for everyone. But when I do talk with clients, it's like sort of tell me what you have, what you
Mhm.
need, um, and then we'll make something that fits your scenario
Mhm.
because everybody is so different, right?
Well, and setting up those systems can be overwhelming in the beginning, and it
Hmm.
can feel like a lot in the beginning. But in theory, once the systems are set up, it actually creates a lot of space and a lot of calm inside your business and inside your life because you have it set up. All you have to now do is tap into the calendar and use it.
Exactly. Yeah, because I'm not thinking, oh my goodness, when do I have to send my next email?
The brain noise must go
I
down a little
it,
bit.
it does, it does. And if I have brain noise in the middle of the night, then I wake up and I have like a brain dumps notes app
Mhm.
and then I just drop it in there. So it gets out of my head into my phone and then it's on my phone in the morning so that I could just pick up where I left off. Otherwise I don't sleep, right? So it's
Same.
like,
I know, I think some people think that when you say system, it has to be super duper sophisticated, right? Like it's got to be
right.
a program and it's got to be an app, it's got to be all these things. Like one simple system that I have for myself is anything after like 3 p.m. that I remember, it gets emailed to me. And then I tap
Yeah.
into that email every single morning and it kind of works to like start my day. But
Yeah.
it allows me to not be running back to my desk and like trying to juggle things when like I've shifted from like business mode to mom mode.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll often text myself. And
Yeah.
it's like my husband's like, "What's that?" It's like, "Don't worry about it. That's just a message to myself."
Yeah. I
Right?
love that. Are there any other systems that you find are that your clients seem to gravitate towards?
Yeah. So when I work with people, typically setting up like follow-up systems because a lot of the people I work with are in direct sales or social selling. Um,
Mhm.
Follow-up systems is key in order to grow your business. I mean, and
Mhm.
many people don't have a good follow-up system. So that's one thing that we work on. And I typically steer my clients to either email marketing or text marketing for that because
Mhm.
I don't think you can effectively run a good follow-up system without one of those two things in place. Sure,
And not have a million tabs open in your brain at all times.
exactly,
Yeah,
because
I
you
get
have to
I
have
do.
some sort of automated follow-up. You could
Mhm.
still do those one-offs, like checking in with them through email or through Facebook Messenger, but you have to have those automated messages, like 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, right? That's
Mhm.
my
Mhm.
typical follow-up routine. So 2 days, thank you so much for your order. 2 months, like how's everything going? Like just
Mhm.
checking in, or sorry, 2 weeks, how's everything going? Just checking in. And then 2 months, hey, are you getting low? Did you need to reorder? And again, these are just the standard follow-up times. Your company, your brand, your product might require different set of cadence. So it could be like, hey, I need to do 2 days, 2 weeks, 1 month because
Mhm.
the product might run out faster, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
again, everybody is different, but follow-up systems is definitely one that somebody needs. Content planning. I know that you're big on content like that. You need a system around content because if you don't, you're waking up in the beginning of the day saying, "Oh my
Oh
goodness, like
shit. What am I gonna do?
what do I do? Like what do," and that's when you post these posts that make absolutely no sense to what you're doing, but
Mhm.
just to get something out there, right?
Mhm.
So that's something that you need, but definitely I, I love my email marketing. That
What do
covers
you
a
have a
lot.
preferred platform that you recommend to people for email marketing and for text messaging?
So I because not just because I teach Oh My High, but I absolutely love Oh My High because it's an all-in-one platform. So it not only
It's a
is it
website platform as
it's
well,
a
right? I looked into it
website.
a little bit when you
Yeah.
started talking about it just to check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a website platform. So you build your own website with which I absolutely love for any social seller. I don't care if you have a company e-commerce website, that is not your own personal website. You're building
Mhm.
your company's brand when you're sending people there, but you building your own personal brand is that's a totally different ball game, right? Like you
Mhm.
really need that to build your presence. But it has like the full website capabilities, but it also has a full CRM, email marketing system, and they are also now integrated with Project Broadcast. So
Mm.
it is an all-in-one process. So I can have somebody come into my world through a form, right? I'm getting a new lead in through my form. I can send them out automated messages through email marketing, as well as bring them into my Project Broadcast world and automatically apply keywords that will then go into my text marketing. So it's truly an
Wow.
all-in-one platform that I absolutely love. If somebody's looking for other options because they don't want that all, I typically recommend Kit.
Mhm.
But Kit, you know, as soon as you hit that threshold, it starts costing quite a bit.
I
So,
think you look for free options in the beginning, but
yeah,
like even when I started my coaching business many moons ago, like 7, 8 years ago, like I was like, you know what, just I was in a mastermind at that time in order to like move myself ahead. And I just said to her, like, listen, I don't want to piece together everything and have to redo it in 2 years. I want to start with the end in mind. So,
right.
like, what is the thing that I'm going to need in 5 years when I'm established in this business? That's what I'm going to start with right now. And I'm
Yeah.
still using that platform to today.
Yeah. And the one thing that I love about Oh My High is that even for non-techies, it's a perfect platform because we offer weekly live support calls.
Mhm.
So those live supports can tackle anything from your website build to your email questions to your project broadcast integration. It's all done, and there's not too many other platforms out. I don't know of any actually out there that offer the weekly one-on-one live support with a customer service or a coach, right? And
Yeah,
um,
very cool.
it's awesome that way. And another plug for Oh My High for social sellers who are doing parties. Like think about the type of parties that you can do on your own website. Like you can do what we like to call a pop-up shop. So it's a web page where, you're out there and you're doing all of your party stuff. It's not on Facebook. Anybody can access it. You have an
Hmm.
RSVP page so that you're getting the contact information before they enter into the party. So it's a great way to
Hmm.
have an integrated
Like a
follow-up
new
system.
way of doing
A
it.
new way of doing it.
Oh, I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
Wow.
absolutely love that, and we have patterns all set up, so it's just literally you paste in your URL for your YouTube video here, and you highlight
Nice.
this and you change it here. It's like so easy to use, and people are just loving it because a lot of people come to us, how do I party off of Facebook, right? So,
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you did allude to email marketing being one thing that you deeply believe in, and
yeah.
in brackets, like, thank goodness. I think we had a little bit of a conversation before here where I feel like sometimes I'm shouting into the abyss to not only social sellers and personal brands, but small businesses that like an email marketing list and actually growing that list every single month is such an important element of any business
Hmm.
because your social media isn't necessarily meant to sell. It's meant to drive engagement and build community and all those things. But an email list, that
Hmm.
actually is supposed to sell. So
Yeah.
tell me what this looks like in your worlds.
So the number one thing when we're talking about email marketing is how are you getting people there, right?
Mhm.
Um, People aren't just going to willy-nilly post their email on your Facebook post
No,
and
and
you
they're not
enter it
signing
in,
up for your
right?
newsletter either.
No, no, yes, they don't want a newsletter, that's for
No,
sure,
that is not
right?
like an offer that they want.
So in my current course, I go through the ways to create lead magnets because somebody will give you their name and email if you give them something of value. So what
Mhm.
is it? What intellectual property do you currently have that is valuable to someone else, right? Somebody
And we
in
see this all the time.
yeah,
We are
yeah,
part of this all the time. How many times do you hand it over for a discount? How many times do you hand over your email for a PDF? How many times do you even hand it over for a recipe that some
recipe book,
influencer
sure.
threw on Instagram and you're just like, recipe, and you're in the DMs handing over your email, right? Like it's not
Yeah.
as complicated, I think, as many people make it.
No, no. And when you have a good email marketing system in place, then they come in through that form. And then you have all the automations working in the background. So
Mhm.
a lot of people think, well, I can't do that because I'm going to have to manually go and send it. No, we don't want you to do that. We want them to hit submit and then have your system send
Mhm.
out the automation. Thank you so much for requesting here. Here's your freebie. But then they're also going to be put into your welcome sequence because if someone
Mhm.
new is coming onto your list, they might not know you. Like Lori said, they might have just jumped on to a Instagram post and said, okay, recipe. They don't know who you are. So you want
Mhm.
to then enter them into your welcome sequence to sort of tell them, hey, this is who I am. This is what I offer. And I hope you stick around. One thing that I like to stress to people is that if people come onto your list and they unsubscribe, bless and release. A lot of people get
Mhm.
held up with those unsubscribes. But
They
when
do
people,
that in social media too. I will have clients message me that they lost 2 followers, and I'm like, first off, like your
yeah,
energy should never know that. Who
yeah,
cares?
yeah, they're not your people, right? So
No.
if they're just occupying space, and especially if you're on a platform like Kit where you're paying per contact,
Mhm.
those unsubscribes are like a blessing. You're like, thank you
Yeah,
so
money
much.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me room
Right.
for more people that actually want to be here.
Right, right. So I always focus on when I'm dealing with my clients is not necessarily the large list, but the quality of your list, or you
Mm,
know what I
I like
mean? Like the
that.
quality of the leads on your list. So if your list is say 500 people, but if your open rates are 60, 70%, then those are your people. You're talking to people, right?
Yeah.
You don't need that larger list because a larger list of 2,000 may only get you an open rate of maybe 15 to 20%. And then it's like you're not really being seen as much. So those numbers don't really matter,
Mhm.
right?
100%, 100%.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
you would say that every social seller, as well as someone with a personal brand, should also have an email list and a website, not just small businesses.
Correct. Yeah. I think it's if you're in business at all. So, and I find that with a lot of social sellers, direct sellers, network marketers, they think, I don't need this, right?
Mhm.
But
I can do it this way because
right,
I've
right.
seen the success of other people doing it this way, but we don't actually know the inside of people's businesses, right? Like we see a post that goes viral and we think instantaneously that that translates to dollars, but A, we don't know what it took for it to go viral.
Yeah.
We don't know what's happening behind the scenes of that person's business, and a viral reel doesn't necessarily translate to money.
Yeah. And I also say, the people who are the high rank leaders out there, 99% of them have VAs working their business for them.
Yes, they
So,
do. Of course. We
you
like
don't see that.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. You don't see that. So, if you invest in some sort of system like this, your system, your automations can be your VA at such a lower cost. You get to control everything. You know what's going out, but it's still working in the background while you're sleeping, which is what I
Hmm.
absolutely love. No one should ever be tied to their phone when somebody wants information.
Hmm.
There should never be a, oh my goodness, I have to react. Like your business should never be reactive.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
that's
one
the thing
thing I
that I
stress.
remember from my hustle days is just like that level of burnout and exhaustion because I didn't have those elements in place. Like I
Mhm.
wasn't driving and it just wasn't as natural back then. Like it just
Yeah.
wasn't it was, a long time ago. Well, not that long, but long enough that like when you know better, you do better.
Yeah. Well, I'll just go back to when Epicure closed. Like I had a number of people reach out to me asking me, why are you not stressed? Like I can't even access my customers. And I'm like, because I can. My
Hmm.
customers are all in my email marketing system. So I can email them and tell them what's going on. Hey, this is what's happening. Hey, stay tuned. This is what I have planned. Like, don't leave me. I'm
Hmm.
here for you, right? Where a lot of people were stuck. Well, I have everybody in my Facebook group, but once people were hearing that Epicure was closing, they were just tuning out to that
Hmm.
Facebook group because they didn't see the value in it anymore. So a lot of people they lost like years and years and years of customers. I said, I'm like, can you imagine what my business would look like if 20 years ago I started building a list,
Right. Right.
right?
You are building an insurance plan, right? Like you're
Yeah.
building like that foundation of your business and a connection. I mean, I lost an Instagram account with over 15,000 followers back in
Yeah.
2020. And everybody like asked me why I was not on the floor. And like I'm like, because A, I have an email list, B, I have other social media, and like I just like, well, also I don't tend to stress about things that are not life threatening, but like
Mhm.
I know I can build it back.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, when you have that list, like you said, that's your insurance policy. So, if you have your customers only in your back office, the best thing that you could do while you're listening to me is
Yeah.
going into your back office, export your customers. Like
Hmm.
export that list because when you think about it, when the company closes, they own those customers. They are the
Hmm.
customers of the company. And they don't become your customer until you actually start interacting with them outside of the company. Because some people will tell me, oh, my company already has a newsletter that I can send out
I hear that
within the
all
back
the time.
office.
Yeah, I hear that
Yeah.
all the time. I'm like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
And then another thing I'd like to just touch on because a lot of people say to me, well, Lisa's like, my company is already sending an email. What do I need to send? Well, you don't want to send a salesy email to your customers. You want to be of service. You want to provide value, right? So you pick the cadence that works for your business, whether you're doing a monthly email, a weekly, a biweekly, whatever it could be. But you decide how often you want to email them. But you're not emailing them your typical company newsletter where you see image here, sale price here, this, that. That's not what your emails should look like. They should be a personal note from you, like, oh, this is what I've been up to. Like when I send out my Epicure customer emails, it's always like, oh, I tried this recipe, thought you might like it. Here you go, take a peek, right?
Hmm.
And it's just a
Yes, at the
way
end
to
of the
provide
day,
value.
you want them to open the second email so they better
Exactly.
enjoy the first one.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that. So if someone is like sitting here juggling a ton of balls and they're like, okay, where do I even start with building systems? What is one piece of advice that you would give them?
I would say write down exactly what you're doing on a week, and not even daily, but like on a weekly basis. What is it that you do in your business? Once you start writing things down, you might notice a pattern. Like, oh my goodness,
Mhm.
I'm not doing as much as I thought, or I'm doing too many things. Once we have that in place, we can see where the patterns fit in and what you need to set systems for. Not everybody's system is going to look the same. The
Mhm.
only one thing that I say that everybody needs if you're in some sort of sales role is you need a follow-up system, because
Mhm.
the fortune is in the follow-up. You hear that said over and over again. People, I think, put too much emphasis on building new contacts. Yes, new contacts are great to keep your
Mhm.
business growing, but the old contacts, the existing contacts, are the ones who sustain your business. So a
Mhm.
great follow-up system is key for that. So number one thing is look at where we need to fit that in. And I always say, like, it is so different because some people might have daily orders coming in. Some people might have orders trickling in maybe once or twice a week. So everybody's system is going to be different. Like, are you picking every morning at 10 o'clock, you go in and check your orders and you put them into your follow-up system? Or is it every Tuesday you go in and check your orders? So all of these things come into play. And then where are you posting on social media? Like, do you need a system in place for that? Like, is it Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Facebook, Tuesday, Thursday on Instagram, like every day in your stories? Like, what is it? What's going to work for your lifestyle, right? You just never
Do
want to,
you feel like if you can kind of look at everything that you're doing from a bird's eye view, then you can start to pick out, okay,
yeah,
these activities are repeating a lot. How do I build a system around this?
exactly. And I also like to take a look at their tech stack. So what
Mhm.
are you using in terms of, what are you using for email? What are you using for content planning? What are you doing this? Because what I'm finding more often than not is people are paying for too many apps that they don't need to be
Mhm.
paying for. So if we can simplify that and put it into something like, say, Oh My High, where it's an all-in-one pricing and
Mhm.
you get everything all in one. You don't need to have Jot form. You don't need to have like your Google form, because in Oh My High, everything is speaking to the same end goal, right? So it's all integrated, which is so much easier. So we look at their tech stack too, because that plays a big role in your, like, your strategy, your system strategy.
Yeah, and I just imagine that like once you have everything in place that's set up, it is so worth the time it takes to do that because all of a sudden your business can not run without you, but it does run when you're not in it.
Yeah. And I love that many of my clients, they'll say to me, it's like, I feel like I'm not sort of recreating my business to suit different people's needs. I create my business around what I do, what I offer, and
Mhm.
then my customers know exactly what I can give to them. Because there were too many people running to me. It's like, oh, well, now my customer is asking for a messenger party. I don't do messenger parties. How do I do this? And it's like, do you want to do messenger parties? Like,
Yeah. Like if you
or
don't want to, you're allowed to build your business
yeah,
however you
yeah.
desire.
You're the expert here. And
Yeah.
if you say to your host, yeah, messenger parties don't work, what I'm finding is working is this
Mhm.
pop-up shop experience,
Yep.
they're gonna believe you. They're only asking for a messenger party because Julie
But their
down the
friend Sarah
street
did one
had
and
one.
like
Yeah. Why not? Like, let me do that, right? So you're the
totally.
expert, and don't be afraid to set your systems around what you know and what you know will work best for your business.
I love that. Okay, so if people want to find you, which they will, and I have a feeling some people will be interested in what you call it, Oh My High,
Oh my high, yeah. Yeah.
Oh My High. But I'm thinking that should they learn more about it directly from you, or
Yeah,
should they go directly to the website?
you can come to me. We can set up a discovery call if you want to talk about it. Like, I offer a free 15-minute discovery call, and you can find that. Just go to my website, lisaduck.com, and
That is like the easiest name
easiest one.
ever. I don't even need to
Yeah.
ask you, how do you spell Lisa?
Oh,
How do you spell duck?
LisaDuck.com. I love it. I love that it was available. So, yeah, you can find everything there. There's a tab at the top of my website that says Work with Me. You can book your 15-minute call there, and we can talk through anything. And it tells you all about me and what I do and all that stuff. So,
Amazing. And you have a new email marketing course that you're working on right now, right?
So I have my existing course. It's up and available to get into, and anybody who joins now is going to be grandfathered into the upgrade that I'm making coming in probably a few months now. It's going to still have the existing information, but I'm going to ramp up what I'm offering. So there's going to be more to it. Like right now, it just talks you through, I shouldn't say just, but it talks you through the creating the lead magnet to growing your list to sending out your welcome sequence type emails. I'm going to talk about, warming up your list and
Mhm.
creating your weekly or monthly campaigns, whatever you want to do. So, and a lot of my training is geared because I'm using Oh My High as examples in my training.
Mhm.
But it could be taken and used on any platform. It's just there's different terms and clicks and stuff like
But
that. But
easily applicable.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me today.
No problem. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you. Okay, you guys,
Take care.
lisaduck.com, and they can find your social media on there too.
Yeah, everything's on there.
Amazing. Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.